All right, so during yesterday's stream, a couple of really interesting things happened that honestly had a lot of us confused, and then they sort of dropped a hot fix which completely got rid of it and left us even more confused. As you saw from the title of this video, specifically what we're going to be talking about today is the crypt. So many of you, especially closer towards the end of the stream, were joining in asking me, Carbon, how do we get to the crypt? Where's the crypt? What is up with the crypt? Why is the crypt listed? Why was it not mentioned in the patch notes? There was so many questions about the crypt that I was starting to lose my mind. So as per usual, we're going to go ahead and give you guys a quick little breakdown on what I think is going on here. And on top of that, we're also going to show you guys a couple of things that you may have missed, which are more than likely related to the crypt. So I guess let's go ahead and pretty much start off with what exactly we're talking about, because there might be some of you guys that weren't around yesterday and have no clue what's going on. But basically, when the update dropped, if you went to the limited fish inside of your bestiary, there was a specific tab over here on the left-hand side that was called crypt. That's literally just what it was called. No other words, just crypt. And inside of there was actually a couple of limited fish, but of course, there was no mention about anything of a crypt, which actually, this might not be the best quality because I am showing you guys straight from the stream from yesterday, but this is the moment where I realized that crypt was there. So right there, I'm sort of scrolling by it. I don't think I clicked on it at first, but there, I clicked it. And if you notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 8 of them. I don't even know why I'm counting them one by one. There's 8 limited fish inside of this bestiary. The reason why this sparked up a lot of interest is because of the fact that it is the same color as the Echoes badge that we've been talking about now for the last couple of days. As of the time that I'm recording this, nobody has been able to get the Abyssal Echoes badge or the Keeper's Light, and still only 2 people have won the Silent Lullaby one. So as of the time that I'm recording this video, we know that the Silent Lullaby is technically obtainable, except that there's kind of a catch to it, and I'm going to explain in just a second. Keep in mind, I want you guys to take this information very lightly because it isn't technically 100% confirmed, and there's literally no way for me to get a confirmation on this because the developers are not talking about this at all whatsoever due to legal reasons. This is technically an official Roblox event, and there's technically $1 million behind this. But from what I've been hearing around is that unfortunately we cannot obtain this badge unless we've completed all of the other prior tokens. Specifically, these badges are attached to the Mega token. But anyways, let's get back to the topic about the Abyssal Echo. It's clearly obvious that unfortunately, the bestiary actually becomes a lot more interesting when you take a look at what it was named back when it was made public in the test server. Because the actual update for once was released over in the test server before it actually went public, this is an image that was sent to me by someone where in their bestiary for the test server, it actually said Crypt of the Green One, which is kind of interesting. The banner picture on the top is also completely different than what it was in the live game. In the live game, I believe it was kind of like blurred out, but here you can clearly see that there's some type of body of water here and what seems to be like maybe a neon green fish or just a green person. I don't know. But now, honestly, at this point, you're probably like, well, this is all great and everything, Carbon, but how exactly do we get here or how do we find it? And this is where we sort of lead into the unfortunate side of this. Considering the fact that the bestiary is now completely gone, and they also removed another button, which I'm going to show you guys in just a second. It's extremely clear that this was never supposed to be pushed out for this update, and instead it was kind of premature pushed out. Going back to the entire concept of the Mega tokens, if we're over here inside of the Roblox X page, you'll see that originally on March 13th, when the entire event started, only 1 Mega token was made live for everybody, and it says, well done finding the first Mega token. The real competition starts now. Fast forward to the very next day where they said, this is just the beginning, keep your eyes peeled with this video right here that shows a stage 1 now being unlocked. So it looks like they're doing all of these things in phases instead of just making it completely available for everyone all at one shot. Now again, keep in mind, this says stage 1 orb zone now unlocked, and then March 15th, being exactly 14 hours ago from when I'm recording this, they posted another video that says you're in deep water now, where it mentions about stage 2 block zone now unlocked, and it shows this little area right here. So again, all of these things are sort of progressively being unlocked, and it's very likely that this is not available just yet. we have to wait until this update gets pushed out, and then we will be able to complete the abyssal echoes, assuming you've done all of the other tokens, very similar to the lullaby one. Another clear sign of this is actually on the front page of Roblox. You'll see that it says level 2 now unlocked. Honestly, it's kind of unfortunate because I personally don't really want to do all the other games, but if it does mean that I need to do them in order to complete this entire sort of like little hunt going on, then I'm totally down for it. It's also very possible that the crypt bestiary might not even be related to the hunt, and instead what we got was a very, very small glimpse at what next week's update is going to be, because if we think about it, the green one, Cthulhu, it kind of makes sense. This Saturday will be March 22nd, I believe, which means that the week after that will technically be the official release of the Cthulhu update. As you can see from right here, the front page of the Fish game, we have the entire event, which is slated for Saturday, March 29th, 8 a.m. And then we also have the evolving picture on the right-hand side. We're probably going to be seeing this change even more as we approach this weekend's update. We talked about this in a previous video, but if you notice down here where the noob character is, that is sort of like expanding and revealing the rest of this image, even though you can clearly see that Cthulhu's there. Now, there's technically one other thing that actually not a lot of people got to see because it was only available during that little time that the test server was open. And for this, we need to come over to this group that's right over here, being the Cult Hippies. If you guys know, these guys have been pretty much lingering around since right before Atlantis was introduced. First, we saw them at Grand Reef, then eventually they made their way inside of Atlantis, and then finally they traveled over to Roslet, where they hung out by the lighthouse for quite some time, talking about Cthulhu. Fast forward a lot of weeks, and here they are now, just sort of posted up here on this side of Moosewood, wearing a full Cthulhu outfit, which at this point, we now know for sure that they are a cult. The image that I'm showing you in the background is actually the same exact image of the crypt, which was sent to me, except that this one shows a button at the very top of the screen where the menu in the shop is that says Cult Curse. This is a button because the person said that it's actually clickable. It just didn't do anything. That's kind of important because it sort of leans now more towards the second theory, being that this is probably a quick little glimpse at what we're going to be getting for next week's update, which would mean that this entire time, those 3 badges that were introduced were kind of just hinting towards what was going to happen as we progressively got close to March 29th. But yeah, man, hopefully this answers your question. For those of you that were asking me during the stream, those of you that are DMing me, those of you that are commenting on the videos, things have been pretty stale lately, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. Thankfully, we did get a pretty decent event, being the St. Patrick's one. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of us are just waiting for March 29th at this point. We need that next major update, and we need it to be really, really good. So for now, it's just sort of a waiting game. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.